Hey everybody, Mr. Bookie Boo here with a new Lego City update. As you can see, we've got a roller coaster. This was a day one purchase for me. I was so excited when I first heard the rumors about this set, and when I saw the pictures of it, I couldn't believe it. My jaw dropped because I initially saw that the Creator 3-in-1 Pirate roller coaster, which I thought was awesome in itself, and I had no idea Lego was gonna come out with something this massive. I'm really glad that I took the time to redesign Bricksburg and rearrange things because this would have never fit in my old amusement park area on the other side of town. So there it is. As you can see, this thing is massive. If you look at it next to the carousel, even next to the Disney Castle or the Ferris wheel, I mean, it gives you an idea of the scale of this thing. I mean, it is just incredible. This is a fabulous set. The fact that you can motorize it, and I've got it motorized and running. I've been posting on Instagram some shots of the coaster running. I'm not going to turn it on now because it is rather loud, and you probably won't be able to hear me. But this thing is incredible. If you have the opportunity and if you have the space, I highly recommend it. However, the space is a huge issue. As you can see, I mean, this thing is roughly 1, 2, 3. It's more than 32 by 32 base plates across, and it's about like 2 base plates deep. You can kind of see if I get a little kind of more of a bird's eye view of it. But what an incredible set. I am really, really pleased with this thing. And it's definitely a centerpiece for my city. People come into the room, they look at it, and they're just like, wow, that's pretty amazing. And then when you turn it on and show them that it runs, even more amazing. So that's pretty much where it's going to be in the city. This was, if you remember in the past, this was the beach area. I'm working on I'm going to build a rock wall in the front here. So I still have to do all the texturing. I have just the burps in place, but I'll be doing the texturing soon. And I started putting some design elements around it. So like I have some fencing you can see to keep the kids from wandering underneath the tracks and all that good stuff. And then I'm also starting to add some detail to the amusement park area over here as well, which you can kind of see if I zoom in. You can see I'm starting to add some trees, adding little seating areas, some fencing around the carousel again, because safety is our top priority here in Bricksburg. The other cool thing you'll notice, and you probably have already seen, is that the castle, I was going to raise it up if you remember last month. I had it sitting on just one like layer of burps underneath it, and the more I looked at it, the more I thought about it, I just kind of decided, you know what, I really want a moat, just like the real thing, right? The Disneyland Castle has a moat around it, and I thought, well, gee, I kind of want one too. So what I've done is I built a moat. I kind of wanted to follow the texture of the castle, so I used I found some ideas on how to make like curved walls. And so basically what this is it's just a real simple design. It's a bunch of 1x3 bricks with some 1x1 round cylinders that are kind of staggered. And the 1x1 round cylinders allow the flex for the wall to actually make the curve that you see. And then of course the water effect is just a bunch of 1x1 round plates. I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And it makes the castle look, you know, it's not elevated up, it's not up high on the mountaintop like it was before, but I think it still looks pretty good, and it just kind of works in that corner. I've added some more trees. You can see I want to add like a little picnic area right around in this area here next to the Ferris wheel, in between the castle and the Ferris wheel. And then, of course, I need to add more tile work. So I'm trying to figure out what to do right in here. And actually, this is where you guys come in. If you have ideas, this area right in the front here, I don't quite know what to do with it. I don't want to make it all tile because A, it's going to take like 1,000,000 tiles and it's going to be hugely expensive. And B, it's kind of boring if it's just like tiles. The entrance is going to be right over here. Excuse me. As you can see, there's like I tentatively have like a little gate. And so and if you remember, I had the gates before in the old amusement park area. So that's kind of how that's going to be right there with the like the entrance. And then, but I don't quite know what to do in this area. I had some planter boxes, actually had those pushed forward a little bit. I was thinking maybe some like carnival games, some vendor stalls to sell like food, stuff like that. I don't know. Give me your ideas. Let me know because I'm really struggling with that. Um, and then, so you can see I got the lights on the amusement park. And this whole update is a very illuminating theme, as you're going to see in a minute here, because I've been pretty busy with going crazy with the lights over here. Um, Lots of progress in the rest of Bricksburg as well. So this frontage area right here, this might become a parking lot for the amusement park. Because the main road actually goes this way and loops around here and turns by Ghostbusters headquarters. So still kind of working on that. But what I have been doing is I've been working over here, as I'm going to shift around, in this area. So the train station, which I'm really glad that I kept. I know a lot of you guys actually recommended, don't get rid of it, please don't. And now that I see that I was able to salvage it, I'm really glad that I did because I kind of like it a lot. But I started working on the promenade on the top here. So this is getting repopulated with minifigures, benches, bike racks, trash cans, you name it. This is getting kind of reset up now. So I've been really busy working on the tile work and doing that kind of stuff. I also have been rearranging the facades in the back. So this is still temporary. It's still very much a work in progress. But I'm starting to shift those around a little bit to fit with the new scheme of the modulars because, as you know, when I rearranged everything, the modulars got all rearranged, so then the facades had to get rearranged as well. So I've been working on that. And then just planting more trees. So I have lots of the smaller trees in the foreground here. And these are my newly designed trees, so these are actually a little bit fuller than the old ones. So they've got, my old ones really had only like 3 leaves on them. These have like anywhere from 3 to 5 or 6. Which just makes them a little fuller, makes it look a little better in my opinion. So moving down here, we're gonna get to the really cool stuff here right now. So basically, what you see is we've been adding a lot of lights in Bricksburg. I've been adding street lights, so the street lights go all the way to the pool hall now. And just as we kind of pan along here, you can kind of see. So we've lit up 3 POs, the diner, of course the Palace Cinema was already lit up, and we have even more lights further down here into the other promenade walkway over here. I'll get to this area down here in a minute as well. But just to show you, so these are the Brick Loot light kits, which I'm a big fan of. They're pretty darn easy to work with. They have a lot of lights in the kit, which is really nice. They're all pre-wired, ready to go. They have brick pieces with the lights integrated into it, so it's pretty much just snap and go. The only caveat is you want to take your time with the kits because the wires are really thin, and that's because a lot of times you have to fish them in between bricks and have them kind of sit like kind of sandwiched between 2 bricks, and so they tend to be a little they're just a little fragile, so you just have to be careful. But if you take your time as you go, print out the directions that they have online, they're really good directions. You'll be good to go and you'll be fine. So these in the foreground, so what I kind of did is, if you remember, I started with the Palace Cinema, and then I was deciding, well, which one should I do next? And everyone said diner, so I got the diner, which I'm really glad I did, because this light kit, and we're going to move a little bit closer here so you could see it, this light kit is fantastic, because you can actually see all the details inside there now. If I zoom in, I don't know if the zoom's going to work real well. You can see you can see the countertops in there. You can see the booth and the seating. You can see into the second floor with the gym and then the recording studio up top. I mean, it just really lights things up and makes it come alive in a really incredible way. Same thing with 3POs. If I pan over, you can actually see inside now. You can see the droids in the windows. You were never able to see that before. You can see into the second floor if you really want to like zoom in there and get close. It's just a spectacular effect, and I'm really, really pleased with how that's turning out. So as you can see, I'm just going to pan back this way again, just so you can kind of get the whole overall view of things, how it's all shaping up. So what I've got in the middle here is actually, I'm pretty excited about this empty spot. And you say, well, why is he excited about an empty spot? It looks ugly. I've got room for 2 more modulars now. So I'm actually good for the next 2 years, provided Lego doesn't come out with another corner. If they come out with 2 not corners, I got it covered because I can go here. So what I'm probably going to do in the meantime is I'm going to do like a construction site in there and just have like, some like something under construction kind of looking thing, so that it's just not an empty, ugly spot where you can see the bare wood underneath. But that's kind of what that vision is for that area. And then you can just see, I'm just going to pan back to that roller coaster because it is so cool. The thing's just unbelievable. It's the presence that thing has in the room is just incredible. And so coming back over here, what I am going to show you also, so one of the advantages that I have of elevating my city up on the wooden platform is the wiring. So these light kits have a lot of wires. Some of them just have like one plug in the back, and so it's not too bad. They're all USB powered. So some of them, like I say, only have one plug. Some of them, like the Palace Cinema, had like 5 or 6 plugs because all the lights were kind of individual just because of the way it had to be designed to fit. And so there's actually USB switching hubs behind these modulars. There's actually one behind the diner that powers all three of these guys, and then that actually runs underneath. And then I'm going to show you here, if I move my trains out of the way. So right here, if I take this piece off, you can see there's my power hub, one of the hubs for all the USB for the light posts in the front. And this also, I have the connections for the switch in the back, connects into this and routes into here. And then there's actually over here underneath the platform, there's more hubs and switching units all over here. And then it all runs to one central USB hub that actually powers. All these lights are driven off of one powered USB hub for right now. I don't know what the theoretical limitation is or maximum is for number of lights I can power, but what I'm probably going to end up doing is kind of splitting it, probably like somewhere around here, and then having power for this like half of the layout on its own USB switch down here, just to split the power and just to keep things a little bit neater. But all the wires run underneath the street, and all of these panels in the foreground here pop off fairly easily, and so I can quickly get to pretty much anything I need to for maintenance or to fix things or to add more lighting or do whatever. Makes it really easy. So I'm actually really glad that I elevated the layout. Now, you could also do this if you don't want to elevate. What you could do is you could have just the wires routing to the back of your layout, and they would probably drop down underneath the table. You could certainly do that. I like this because I can access it all pretty much from the front. I mean, there's a couple things behind the modulars here that I need a step stool to reach behind, but for the most part, I can get to pretty much everything that I need by just popping off one of these panels in the front. Now, the other cool thing that I'm working on is this central area here, which I'm going to kind of move down a little bit to see. So, this central like square meeting area, whatever it is, I got a fountain. I'm starting to work on tile work. I had to bricklink some more tiles because I didn't have enough. But I'm starting to work on the tiles for this area here. This is going to be like a park / I don't know, like just hangout area, central meeting area kind of thing. And then if you look beyond that, you can kind of see, it's a little dark, but you can kind of see it. You'll see a stormtrooper in a window. So this is actually going to be a facade of my Imperial Recruitment Center. So if you remember that modular, I built that as a full modular. It was pretty cool. I got a lot of good feedback on that, so a lot of you guys like that. But it took up a lot of bricks and a lot of room. And so at the end of the day, what I've decided is I'm actually going to convert it and turn it into a quasi-modular, so it's going to be like a facade with like a little bit of interior detail. So this right here is kind of the ground floor, which is similar to the old ground floor, but it's custom fit to this little nook here. So my problem is I was trying to, because I wanted to conserve space, so this is only a 16 by 32 base plate right here. So what I'm trying to do is I need to kind of custom fit a facade to fit between the Palace Cinema and the Grand Emporium, and so that's what the recruitment center is going to be. So I started working on that. Like I say, the ground floor is mostly done. There'll be more. It's going to be a 3-story building with all that good stuff, and we'll kind of go from there. Now, the promenade. This is actually, I've had a lot of progress over here. So this area is basically, we've got a coffee shop in the front here, and then I'm going to pick up and so you can kind of get like a high level view. So what I've done is I've created a bike path instead of a road because we want to be, you know, kind of eco-friendly and get some exercise at the same time. So there's a bike path that runs all the way down to the Parisian restaurant, and that is kind of how I fixed the problem of the road problem, because I couldn't do that because I really wanted this train yard, so I wasn't able to do the full-sized roads. So that's how we fixed that. And then I just planted some flowers in the background, so there's still sidewalks beyond that where the modulars are at. And then I have this whole foreground area now. So we added some benches. I have the lights in the foreground, which I really like. And then also over here, we have the farmer's market. And we've actually added a few new vendors to the farmer's market. So if you remember, we had Darth Baker, we had Farmer Akbar, and we had Fett's Flowers. Well, now we have Yoda's Yogurt right here. We have Han's Honey. And if I go all the way down over here, you can see the Emperor's Eggs right there. So we're continuing to add. We got the whole Star Wars themed farmers markets, which is kind of cool. Continuing to add to that. And then also, just real quick, you'll see. So this is one of it's like a condo, townhome. I guess it's like a townhome. Brownstone? It's not really a brownstone. I don't know what would you call that? This guy's lit up as well, because that was the other half of the kit for the 3PO. So I have to get another pet shop / townhome light kit to get that lit up. Now I actually do have, which is exciting, I've got the Parisian restaurant, I've got the Grand Emporium, and I've got the Fire Brigade light kits ready to go. So I'm going to start working on those and install those for the next update. You guys will see all that. And then I've just been doing lots of tile work in here. Adding all the tiles, adding the sidewalks, the bike path took a while to configure and set up, and then just getting all the lights run and getting them all set up. Now you have to you don't have to fully disassemble your modulars when you do the light kits, but you do have to take apart certain pieces of it. So yeah, it takes a little while to do, depending on the kit and depending on how detailed it is. So that is pretty much it for this update. It's a big update, a lot of stuff going on. Do let me know what you guys think I should do over in that amusement park area in the foreground in front of the Ferris wheel, because I really don't know what I want to do. Yeah, I really have no idea. All the way down there in that foreground over there. So, but if you guys have any ideas, I'd love to hear it. And if you have any thoughts or comments, what do you guys think? Are you guys lighting your city up? Do you want to light your city up? How are you going to do that? Are you going to use the brick loot kits? There's other vendors out there I know that offer light kits as well, or you could also kind of do your own thing if you wanted to. I know they sell like LED lights all by themselves that are USB powered that you can just purchase and kind of run them yourself, you know. So let's hear your thoughts on that, and I hope you enjoyed this update. I know I sure have been enjoying building in the town here. This has been a really fun project, and it's been frustrating at times, but when it does get frustrating, I just kind of take the time and just back off and walk away, do something else for a little bit, and then come back to it. But I'm pretty pleased with how it's working out so far. And of course, I gotta get the trains going again too. The loop actually is complete for the main part of Bricksburg. So you can, in the tunnel over here, it loops all the way around, and it pops out over there. This track where it goes that way, it doesn't link up yet, and that's where it's going to link up to Ninjago City, which Ninjago City is coming. I will be adding the docks. I'm starting to clear off space. That's what I was actually working today in here, clearing out space and stuff so that I can clear off the tabletop where Ninjago City is and start working on that as well. I'm not sure. I'm thinking I had an idea of maybe making Ninjago City kind of like a themed land of the amusement park, or just making it like Ninjago City, like a city. I don't know. What do you think about that too? Give me your ideas. What do you think? Should I make it like a theme park like Disneyland, like Disneyland is Adventureland and soon to be Star Wars Land and Frontierland and all that? Or should it be like just its own standalone city? I could do either way. I'm not sure. So that's it. So thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on these updates. And I'll be back real soon with more exciting news from Bricksburg. Bye now.